Too quickly, it's my fault. Please tell me. Okay? So if you don't understand, ask me and maybe somebody else can help, because we're all here to help each other. We've come from Swansea in Wales, which is here in the UK, next to the lovely beaches here. So we also have lovely beaches. It's lovely here. We're very lucky. We live in a city that UNESCO, which is the United Nations, has said is the world's first entrepreneurial learning city in the world. So say applause. So I'm Andy, and this is Kath.
Hi. It's really exciting to be in here. We were just comparing being in the lecture theatre this morning in comparison with being in here, and walking around speaking to you all yesterday. It was just so inspiring. So it's really great to be in here with you all. Another clap.
So we just want just a little bit of thinking a minute, just to sort of get our heads in the right place, and then we're going to be doing things. So first of all, the jobs of the future. How many people here, put your hands up, know what job you'll be doing in 10 years' time? 10 years? 20 years' time? Yeah, some very confident people here. Thank you. Put your hands down. I'm now an entrepreneurship professor. I started as an artist. Catherine?
I used to be a bank manager, which I don't actually share with many people, but I'm quite prepared to open up and let you know I used to be a bank manager. But then I moved into teaching and education and thoroughly enjoyed that.
So, can you imagine our house? I have a great idea.
I won't lend you any money for that good idea.
Good ideas, no money. Good ideas, no money. So this has been our life, and we've learned so much working with other people looking for money. And one thing we started to realise that actually the job that you think you may have for life may not exist in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. The job I had when I started no longer exists. So 65% of today's jobs they think will be gone by 4 years' time. 4 years' time, jobs could be gone. The work may not go, but the name of the job may change. So this is, as you can see, so just stop and think a minute. How many people are living in a town or a city where there's more jobs every week? No? Less jobs every week? You don't have jobs. Thank you. So there's this question, does the work go away?
No, it actually isn't there from the beginning.
It isn't there from the beginning. So maybe the work isn't there. But maybe there's new work. Maybe there's new things to do. We've looked at Šibenik and we've seen changes where there were yards of ships and things. Now there's people using computers and doing digital work that never happened before. So they've created their own work, their own jobs, and there's some fantastic things around here. We've been very impressed. So work doesn't always go away, it may change. Jobs may not be jobs. You may have to create them. And this is what we've had to do. So I don't expect you to know the answer to this question, but people always ask how many job vacancies are there? And if you look in the world, there's usually at least 2/3 job vacancies compared to the number of people who don't have work. So that means only 1/3 of the people in the world, theoretically, could have a job. Why don't they get those jobs? Because they have.
There are no places to work, or because they are too lazy.
Possibly because they're too lazy and no place to work.
I think that people, I
think that a lot of people in my country are unemployed because they are not employed if they have a high education or knowledge, but they are employed if they have friends that are high positions.
Thank you. Family, friends. We have to think differently, don't we? Kath is still my friend.
Well, I know some people who think that they have a high education and they think they don't deserve lower jobs. That they don't start from the beginning. They want to go immediately to work to job where to higher positions. They think they deserve that and they want to start from the beginning. Sorry.
Okay, for me, hands work. Does anyone want to work?
Does anyone want to work?
Or are you just too lazy?
Are you just related?
I'm a first-year student. I study English, and I actually work a job that doesn't have to do at all with the field that I'm studying. But I'm doing it because I need money now in order that in the future to create my own empire. So I want to reach. I work as a nail artist, and I do this simple job in order to have funds to do a better job in the future.
That's a common story. People may work in a hotel, people may work in a bar, and at the same time they've got their great idea in the background. So you may not be an entrepreneur when you leave school. You may want to develop to be an entrepreneur later on, or you may want to be an entrepreneur. You may want to work with 2 or 3 people the same as you and work together as a team. Or you may want a job and be part of a big company. So this is your career, your life. You must decide. So 23 million jobs in the world. Can you imagine that? In 4 years' time, there will be 23 million jobs. But they are saying that these will be jobs where we don't have people working in them because they don't have the skills. All these jobs where people don't have the skills. So what do you think of the skills? What do you think are the skills that the world are looking for? Courage. Is that a skill? But education or dedication? Anybody else?
Teamwork?
Teamwork?
Self-trust.
Self-trust, yeah. There's a word for that, and it's called, in the academic world, all the teachers and all the universities call it something called self-efficacy. What that means is you're confident in one thing. You might not be confident in everything. You know, people talk about being confident, but being confident can mean, in some places, I race rally cars. I'm confident in a rally car. I drive very, very, very fast. I know I drive fast because I've crashed a lot of times. That's the only way you can learn, by making mistakes. And that's actually some of the skills that are being looked for. So, there's the question, and this is coming up time and time again. We want your help here. Because how many of you do you think you're good at solving problems?
I'm good at that.
First question, Ed, what kind of problems? Yeah, it could be any problem.
There's no problem, right?
Yeah. Do you think you're good at solving problems?
Yes, I actually think I am good.
Okay, how do you prove it?
How do you prove it? Tell me a problem and I'll solve it.
Fantastic answer, thank you. Do you know that that's the #1 world skill? Solving problems. People who are willing to try and solve problems is the #1 skill. Look at the World Economic Forum, it's the #1 skill. So, you know, maybe practice and maybe try and make a few mistakes. I talked about the rally car, I've made many mistakes. In business I've made mistakes, but now we have a successful business. So, making mistakes is important. Why is making mistakes important?
You learn.
Of course, we learn. We're not only here to learn, all the time we must learn. So, let's think about this problem. If a teacher is going to give you a grade, Do teachers give you grades? Yes. Do they assess their work? Yeah, obviously. Thank you. How easy is it for them to give you a grade?
Depends on the teacher.
Very easy? Not easy?
Depends on the teacher. Depends on the
Medium?
teacher.
Thank you. Who said that back? Can you say that for everyone?
Well, I think it depends on the teacher, because some teachers don't really take care about children and they just give grades like presents, we call that. But some teachers really care about that and they are very hard at giving grades.
I actually have similar thinking, but not the same. I think that every teacher cares about students, because if they didn't care, they wouldn't be teachers. But I think that different teachers have different personalities and ask for different things from different students. So that's why, for example, some teachers ask for things that are just in the books and, you know, things that kids learn in school. But
Yeah, thank you.
and there are teachers that want to communicate with, to discuss with students and to grade them based on everything, not just knowledge but discipline, creativity, attitude, and everything.
Can I just...
Can I just say, I'll give you the moment, but that was almost a perfect answer, thank you. The reason why I asked the question, and maybe you can answer this in a moment, but you know, when we look at our teachers, we always remember a teacher, don't we? There's always one teacher who's really helped you, who's really sort of understood you. But imagine now you're the teacher with a book, and you're giving your student a grade. And your pupil has to have a grade, and you've got a book. The book tells you everything you need to know as a teacher. Yeah, so they look at the book and they say, yes, they've done this, yes, they've done that, yes, they've done this, and yes, you are all the same. You're not all the same, are you? No, there's a problem then, isn't there? Let me give you another problem. If you've done creativity, how do you know something's creative?
If I've done something creative, I can know if it is creative because it's my idea. If it is my idea, or if I see
How does the teacher know what grade to give you?
the teacher knows a grade. Because, for example, my art teacher doesn't give you a grade just because some. If she sees in a draw, if she sees something very good, she'll note you for that. She'll testify you for that, and for the other things. Not because just you have that and you have a 5. And
Pass the microphone.
What about when you think it's creative, but the teacher thinks it's cliche?
Absolutely. Thank you. Again, you're doing my work for me. You really don't need to see it. If a teacher is asked them what to get something creative, let me ask you a question. If something is creative, does it surprise you?
Yeah.
yes.
Should it surprise the teacher?
No.
No?
Of course,
Maybe
sometimes.
not.
Sometimes.
May I?
Good. Yeah.
Each one of us has ideas, and I think that each one of us is unique on its own. So if a teacher doesn't consider an idea as unique and doesn't get surprised by that, it's the teacher's problem, because we're authentic and they can't change that. So.
Do you think between we can solve the problems here? I wonder. So, who would be the best teacher in the future? How would you actually write a job for a teacher to get the best teacher of the future? Who would be your best teacher? And if you were writing that job, what would you ask them?
Who would be a better teacher for me? I think experience is the best teacher. I mean, you could have a person tell you what you should do and what's wrong and what's right. But without trying it and seeing what it really is, with your own eyes and experiencing it, you don't actually get it, You can read a book, you can read a quote, and you're like, okay, yeah, right. But then when you actually experience that, you're like, well, now I have my own point of view of that, and, I learned a lesson. So I think experience is the best teacher.
I also think that there's communication,
because it's more relaxing for students. I'm telling this from my own experience.
Someone at the back there wanted to say something as well?
Well, I agree with you because I think teachers are better when they talk to students, not just learning definitions, and when they try to explain to students and us to understand that, really understand, not just learn and forget it next morning.
Sorry, one more there.
I think they have to have wider views, they have to look beyond the books.
Okay, thank you.
Beyond the books.
I think the teacher must be more flexible in solving the problems and understanding the other's complex mind. And they must be transparent. So, as we learn from them, they must learn from us.
It's definitely a two-way thing. I've got lots of hands up. I'm going to have to move along, otherwise we'll never do that task. Because you've got a job to do. We need some help. Okay, so who could be a better teacher of the future? I think it's you. Who's going to disagree with me?
Just a question, why?
Why you? I can use Twitter. I can do some things. Do I know what is the latest fashion? Do I know what the latest things are on the computer? Probably not.
But one
Have
day
I-
we will be as old, excuse me, one day we will be as old as you, and we will not follow the latest trends. Does it mean that we will be bad teachers then?
Good question, thank you.
But we will.
Can I please?
Yeah, but I have one more comment here. I'll have one more comment that must carry on. Otherwise, you'll never have things to do.
I disagree because if we are good teachers, we're going to teach the younger kids when we are old. So this is a good teacher, not bad. Because we're going to, what we know, we're going to pass that.
Thank you. So we'll all agree, but I think, you know what, I've looked around this room, I've looked at what you're doing in the schools. This is one of the top things I've seen in the world. And you might say, how do I know? And I use the word experience. Because, for example, one of my jobs is working for the United Nations, developing 37 countries entrepreneurial work for countries where they have very, very little. This is some of the best work I've seen in the world. Give yourself another clap, please. It's fantastic. So if you can help us, we've got a problem. Because you know a lot more than I think you realise. And you do things, you have the skills. So I want you today to imagine that you are going to be the teacher of the future. Okay, this is going to be your task. I've got some questions for you. Some of you stayed in this morning and sat down and you listened a lot. You did listen a lot. But one of them was the European Commission. And they've actually created a framework which is trying to make sense of what is a very complicated story. This is it. Now in a minute I'm going to ask you to get a piece of paper, and on the sign over there we actually say, today, yellow is blue. Okay, because we've got a bit of a confusing situation. We haven't got the right coloured paper, but we're imaginative, we're flexible. So, what the European Commission have done is they've created 3 things to look at when you're being entrepreneurial. You are the first pupils in Europe to look at this. No other pupils have looked at this in Europe. You are the first. So maybe the job of the future is someone who's interested in the blue, which today is yellow. So maybe you're very good at spotting opportunities and you can teach someone to spot opportunities. Maybe you're very good at the creativity and you're able to judge creativity. Maybe you're good at vision. Maybe you're good at valuing ideas, knowing what an idea is worth. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? And also, ethical thinking. We've seen so much wonderful stuff here with ethical thinking. So maybe that's you as a teacher. Maybe that's a job for the future, a teacher's job. Or maybe there's another part of this job that you like, which is the top, the orange. Being self-aware, and the things we talked about just now, being confident, motivating, keeping going, mobilizing, getting things together, bringing things in, resources that you need, finance, money, obviously, people, bringing people together. Maybe that's your job as a teacher. Would you like that job as a teacher? Does it sound quite hard as well? Maybe. And finally, in the green, we've got taking the initiative. Being the first one. Being the first one is really difficult when you do something new. And those communication skills better be good. Because you have to tell people, explain, it's new, it's different. Planning and management. Coping with the changes. The things that are no longer the same. You start and then something happens in the world. Something's different. Working with other people and learning, as we said, through experience. That could be another teacher's job. Maybe the jobs of the future teachers will look quite different. We don't know, but this is a good map that we have. So, how many people think, this will be yellow, that they'd like the job in this? In the blue is going to be yellow today. How many people think they'd like to be a teacher in that? Can you put your hands up, please?
Some of them, all of them.
Do you want to do all of them?
Yeah.
Yes. Is there anyone else who wants to do all of them? Can you put your hands up if you want to do all of them? How many people know, can you put your hands down, how many people know what they want to do on here? Yeah? One or two, can you? Which colour do you like?
I like the blue one.
You like the blue ones? So you get yellow today because we haven't got any blue. Is there anybody else who thinks they'd like one of these? Yeah? The creative people in the back there. Anybody else? Yeah, Kath, just here? Okay, on there. Hands going up now, you see? Is anybody else? Can you help with any yellows at the back? Can you give us a hand to help her? Okay, so you just get those hands out. Kath, if you can perhaps come to this side. On the orange, is there anybody here who feels that really the orange is there? I see some hands going up already. So you've got the orange ones there, Kath? At the back? Orange now, as before. Sorry, we're looking for orange or blue? Both. Blue, so that's fine, thank you. How many people want the oranges? Put your hands up if you want the orange.
Has everyone got the blue ones first? Is there anyone still outstanding the blue one? Yeah, there's a couple of people. Oh, okay. Right, so starting here. Starting this
right, is
side.
anybody putting orange? Put your hands up now. This is people who want to mobilise resources, motivate people, stick to it, teach those things.
Anyone else looking for orange?
This is also managing other people, being the boss. Now when you go for a teacher's job, you normally get told you have one job. You can't do everything as a teacher, you have to. So that's what we're doing now. So we've got the last of the orange going out, is it Kath?
Orange?
The last of the orange going on now?
Yeah.
So we have the blue, which is yellow. And orange. Now finally the green. Is there anybody here who wants the green? Yeah? So we've got quite a few things. So let's get the greens out.
Okay. Anyone else want green?
Any more greens? Yeah, they're good for this. Too hot. Thinking time. Thinking time. Have you all got a pen? Has everybody got a pen? Hold one at the back then, sorry, that's the green.
What about the ones who want the three of them?
Oh, no, somebody just asked a difficult question. What about the people who want all three? Do you think someone's going to be a good teacher if they do everything on that field?
If you're not creative, you cannot take it.
So, let's make this easy and long story short. If you're not creative, you can't get opportunities. If you can't get opportunities, you won't take the initiative to do something. If you don't take the initiative, you won't have self-efficiency and motivation, and you won't learn through experience, so you can't become an entrepreneur, and your life will suck.
Great. I agree with her actually a lot, because you can be creative and you can have a vision, but if you don't have the initiative to start something new, then where would be the point of your creativity or your vision?
I want to say something too.
I agree with them, but just partly because, yes, everyone should have everything, but I think that everyone should have priorities too, to know what's the most important thing for him or her, and to be best at it.
Thank you. I'm a professor now. Professor. Yeah, I know, I didn't think this would happen either. But I'm a professor of creative entrepreneurship. Okay, I'm the world's first professor of creative entrepreneurship, the very first. So, I'm also a bit scary, because when you do creative things, I can tell you what's going on in your head. I can explain how your brain will grow differently. So I'm quite an expert at understanding creativity and what happens in your heads when you're learning. Kath, on the other hand, is an expert on money and understanding value. So sometimes it's best to have different experts to bring things in, but you need this big picture. You need to understand where you sit together. Now what we'd like to do, Kath has got some sheets there we'd like to hand out. If we can have some assistants to hand these out, please. Pass them around. Can you just grab a few and pass them around? What we'd like you to do now is just stop and think for a minute. And if you've got any questions, please ask us, because we want you to look at the wheel, and we want you to help us. This is you. I just saw Margarita in the room. Margarita, you just wave. Margarita's at the back. Now, in case you don't know, Margarita was the person who actually put all this together. So let's give Margarita a quick clap, because he's really thought about this. Well done, Margarita. Now, on the back of the piece of paper, you'll find a nice wheel. Okay, which is Margarita's wheel, your entrecromp wheel. Now, some things you will like, some things you won't like. What we want you to do a minute now, please, is just go away for 10 minutes and think about this and talk about this and just create your own wheel, so we know what you like and what you think you'd be a good teacher at. Where are your strengths? So for 10 minutes, please, just go away and come back and look at pictures. And can you make one of these for everyone here, please? We want your views to go to the European Commission. Okay, your views. Thank you. 10 minutes. Yes, you can go to the sports camp at the moment, please. I want to make a promise to you. Because you see that lady in the corner with the phone taking pictures of me? Okay. When you've done this, we are going to make a record of everything you say. Can you hear me over there? Yeah? We are going to make a record of everything you say, and we're going to send it to Margarita, to the European Commission. Is that a good idea? So is that a good idea? Yeah. Yes, Margarita says so. Okay. So now you've had a chance to think about what you might be good at as a teacher. We're going to ask to collect these at the end, so that we can actually put the figures together for you. What we'd also like you to do, with your stickies, can you just put all the yellow ones together, all the orange ones together, and all the green ones together? I'll explain why in a moment. So just please just stick them on the wall. That easy, just stick them on the wall.
Yellow ones here. Yellow here.
Just your colours. Keep hold of your sheets, just the sticky colours, please. Hang on to those for a moment. Oh.